Hi everybody. Finally, I managed to plan my dream trip, a wildlife safari in Masai Mara, Kenya. And I need to say, I'm very excited about it. While I was preparing my photo gear, I thought, how about using Strobist techniques in wildlife photography? Now, since I knew I was going to be relatively close to animals on a safari vehicle, why not giving it a try? But I had no idea what the reactions of the animals are going to be like. So all I had to do was jumping in the plane and getting to Masai Mara. If you're not familiar with Strobist technique, it's basically a lighting technique used commonly in photography. You basically place studio strobes or speed lights at different angles. Sometimes you modify them in order to get different effects in lighting. By using the speed lights off-camera axis, the difference in between the pictures before and after is like day and night. Well, I thought about using speed lights in wildlife photography, but this was actually my first time there. And since I'm using artificial lights, I had no idea if this was going to scare the animals, if this was going to piss them off, disturb them, or if this was going to distract me from focusing on the decisive moment. Basically, I had lots of questions in my mind. To figure them out, I had to just get in there. Gear-wise, I took 4 speed lights, Canon 430EX2, 4 of them. All of them are attached on a flash bar produced by Photix. I parked each of them individually on PocketVisit Flex TD5s. These are radio controllers that would trigger the flashes simultaneously. The reason why I used PocketVisit Flex TD5s, because they have an automatic mode. When you're in the automatic mode, you don't have to calculate lighting ratios. PocketVisit sort of communicates with the camera, arranges the lighting in the blink of an eye. Well, let's take a look at the images together to find out the differences that the Strobist technique made in wildlife photography. So let's start with our first image. And as you can see, this is a backlit situation. You can see the light coming from the top left corner. So by using the speed lights, now we have much more detail. Let's see the pictures side by side. In these examples, we are going to see more details. I made some crops of the images so you can see the details better. Notice the catch lights in the eyes. So, to summarize, using Strobist techniques in wildlife photography, well, it worked at some parts, but some parts it didn't. I think the best time to use Strobist techniques is either early in the morning or in the late evening. So even though I used 4 speed lights, there were times that they got challenged by the sun because the sun was obviously too strong. Besides this, you need to get in close range with animals. And most of the animals are shy, so you're not going to be able to get close to them even though you are in a safari vehicle and the animals are used to it. For example, with lions, you can get in close range, but if you overuse the speed lights with them, they get a little bit uncomfortable, and you'll know what I mean when you see the look. There were certain times I felt they were irritated after a couple of frames, so then I left. That's what you need to do. In wildlife photography, the first thing you need to respect is animals. If you feel like an animal is disturbed, just leave. Well, as I mentioned earlier, this was my first time in Masai Mara National Reserve, Kenya. If you're interested in seeing the top images I made during my visit there, please make sure you watch the next video. Until then, stay tuned.